It's the showstopper. It's the main event. It's why you showed up today. It's why we are all here. It is our pleasure. It is our honor to bring in Nebraska football head coach Matt Rhule. Coach, what's happening, kind sir? How are you?
It's good to be here with you guys.
Hey.
I like old school. I like that.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah, the old heads. I will forgive. I will ask for forgiveness in advance for Rashawn. We know who he is. So, Coach, first of all, Big Ten Media Days, Lucas Oil Stadium. What's this feel like for you?
Oh, this is great. It was really cool for the three guys we brought with us. We took them to dinner last night. Having this experience. Obviously the games are the games, but having a chance to do these things, it's really fun. It's really good, and it sets the stage for you want to end up here. So you start here, you want to end up here, and it's good to be here and feel it and see the other coaches, see the other players. I mean, I was always looking at the other coaches like, all right, I'm gonna see him on this day, I'm gonna see him on that day. So it gets the competitive juices flowing a little bit, which is good. We need that.
How much of the conversation behind the scenes is with the other coaches from the Big Ten?
It's probably the first conference I've come to that has as much communication. This obviously is my third conference. We have a head coaches group chat in this conference. I've never seen that before,
right?
Because there's a lot of issues facing college football, right? And I think the one thing that they've done really well here, Tom Allen leads it, is making sure that, hey, we all are communicating with each other because we want to get out in front of, hey, these guys are playing only 8 conference games. We're playing 9. What are we going to do? Hey, they just changed the rule last week to let us bring 120 guys to camp instead of 110. A lot of that was pushed by Greg Schiano. So all these issues facing us, we're a lot stronger in this league if we're kind of all working together. So, I just saw Tom Allen back there. We were talking about that, right? Like, well, hey, what's the next thing? Because the one thing about college football, the Big Ten is going to be, the preeminent conference, one of us in the SEC. And so we're going to lead the way. So we also have to set the tone.
For everything that you're having to go through in year one, it's not new to you. It's new to us in this space, right? To watch Matt Rhule kind of maneuver in this space. The big change and challenge for you has been what?
That's a great question. I think the biggest challenge for me is that every small thing that we do at Nebraska gets seen and watched, and so it's nothing is a small thing, right? So, whereas I really don't play around. Like, if you go miss breakfast 3 times, I'm going to suspend you for a week. Like, all right, you're not earning the right to work out. I have to realize here that that's probably going to get seen, and that's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be a big thing. Whereas to me, it's just, you can never lose discipline on your team. You know what I mean? And that's what young people need. You're not doing it to them, you're doing it for them. And so just recognizing the media space, and I think it's great. It's why everyone's excited, everyone's interested. So I love that. Just understanding, hey, I don't want to do something to one of our kids that makes them look bad, because we have great young men, and they're 18, 19, 20. I don't know what you guys were like when you were 18, 19, 20, but I didn't always wake up at 7 o'clock every morning to be there at 8. So. Right. But for us to win, I mean, the one thing that they know, and they said it to me, I said, hey, I've always had this brand, hey, we're going to be tough, hard work. When I came to Nebraska, I said, hey, guys, I'm not doing anything I've done before. Like, you guys tell me what you – and as they talk, like, they're craving to be a disciplined team, because they've seen how many games they've lost down the stretch. They've seen how many games they've lost on a stupid penalty or turning the ball over. So if you want to be disciplined, you have to be disciplined 24/7. And they're trying. I mean, it's such a really good group of guys. They deserve to win some games and compete, because they're really trying to do it. But just me recognizing, like, hey, this is everything we do is under the microscope. It's watched. So making sure I'm just authentic with how I handle the players.
We are with Nebraska football head coach Matt Rhule, and before I open the vacuum to Rashawn Jackson and all.
Hey, you see me over here?
All that it is, right? Like, I'm letting him froth first. like I'm letting him just.
You just ramping me up.
I am.
Stop it,
Here's
Coach.
the thing. I asked this to Jay and Farley yesterday. I'll ask you now. There are spaces that you can't get into with this team. There are parts, time in the locker room, time away from. Who are the players that are the voices and the spirit of Matt Rhule when you're not around?
I don't know if anyone's the spirit of me. And I don't know if I even want them to be that. Like, I guess, like, I always have the coaches. We go away and, the last week in June, a couple weeks in July, and that's intentional. Like, we spend a lot of time with them in June. And then I'm like, hey, it's your team now. Like, if I'm sitting on the beach with my wife and my phone keeps ringing because you guys can't, then we're not ready to win.
Yeah.
if you guys are handling it. But I think you have the three guys I have here are great examples of that. I think you look at Ty Robinson, Nick Henrik. You look at Nick Henrik. You look at MJ Sherman. All those guys are trying to do it right. And I think there's a lot of them. Like you look down to the young guys. You got guys like Cam Lenhard, got Raquan Buckley. The entire O-line's kind of its own, like, Donnie's built, I don't want to say cult, but he's built his own cult.
Yeah.
Like they walk together, eat together, talk together. Like no O-lineman's name ever comes across my phone for being late to anything. So, so I just think I think it's that group of guys. And we've got it down to, we're like, hey, there's 2, 3, 4 guys that struggle a little bit with, but they're not terrible. I mean, we got a good group. And so, we try to help those guys come along, but I think the group that I have here, plus a couple of names I mentioned, they're kind of running the team. There's a group of seniors that really want to win, and they recognize it's their last year. And I've encouraged every guy, like, even if they have a COVID year, if it's their senior year, and I'm like, treat your senior year as your senior year. Don't in your mind, don't give yourself the backup of I can come back, because when you're a senior, everything's different to you. You're not quite as caring much about like what people think. It's your last chance to win. These guys, I saw the pain on Garrett Nelson's face. All he wanted to do was come back and win, but he had an opportunity, and I was excited for him. So Ryan, they want to win on their way out. They want to go to a bowl game. They want to compete at the highest level. So they're handling business back there because they know that to do that, if they do that, they'll have a chance on game day.
Rashawn?
Coach, how hard have the boys worked this summer to prepare themselves for what they're getting ready to endure?
Yeah, they've worked hard. They've worked really hard. And you can see a difference in their bodies. I mean, we have wideouts at like 218 pounds. I mean, we have guys who've made a conscious effort from their body weight to the way they've worked in the weight room, to the running, conditioning. I mean, I think the way, and then we're allowed to do OTAs now. So we're out there, we have a ball, we're running through plays, that they do things on their own. I think they've worked really, really hard, and that's been my whole thing the whole time. Like, I've said things that maybe people don't understand. I'm like, hey, we're a losing team right now, because I want us to have a chip on our shoulder, and I want us to earn the right, like, I'm walking around, everybody wants to talk to me about, hey, game 2, game 5. I'm like, bro, we ain't got no right to talk about game 2. What are we talking about? We're 3-7 in the last 10 years against Minnesota. Like, you want to talk about any other game other than Minnesota? And like, I won't even talk about Minnesota right now, except if I'm with you guys. I'm talking about, like, hey, on Sunday, is everybody going to do everything right on reporting date? And so that day-by-day mentality, that's the bedrock of Nebraska. That's what I believe in. And I'm just trying to get our guys to not just say day by day, but like live it and do it. So
how excited are you? Because I feel like I can play right now, but how excited are you about this season? And what can we look forward to seeing?
I got up and spoke at the Nebraska High School Coaches Association yesterday, and I walked off. I was talking with Coop afterwards. I was like, bro, I'm so tired of hearing myself talk. Like, I just want to coach. Like, and I mean that with the greatest respect for that. Like, I want to obviously be there and on. I want to be here, but like the great thing is after today, like, the talking's over. Like, now we got to go work. And so I'm just excited to be on Monday with the players. Like, I want to get out there and coach, because this has been a long process. It's like, I got here in December. I mean, my family's not even here yet. It's been me just on my own, just grinding with my staff. And so I want to watch these guys win. And it's such a challenge, especially the way the season went last year. So many games where they had a lead going into the fourth quarter, 4 games where we could have won the game. We didn't. So it's going to be a challenge. So I'm fired up for it.
Yeah. Coach, we got you for 2 minutes. So I need to get into the corner. One, I'll ask, and the 3 gentlemen that you brought today, the one that popped was Ethan Piper. Give the folks a little about Ethan Piper and why he's here today with you.
Yeah, he might be the hardest working guy on our team. Like, he's the like when you we're all Huskers, but a couple guys are Cornhuskers. Like, they grew up on this stuff. Like, it's in their DNA. Like, this guy, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
And so, like, he does everything to his utmost, right? School, community service, went on a mission trip. He makes our top 10 elite list, compel list every week. He does extra. He brings other people along with him. Like, he's the exact epitome. And so the cool thing that I had when I came in was, like, I'll watch the previous year's film, but I'm not going to make decisions on moving forward based upon previous. I had no involvement with that. But if I had to draw up, like on Madden, the build a player, if I had to draw up like what I wanted a Nebraska Cornhusker to be, it'd be Ethan Piper.
That's the deep, and that'll reinforce what I'm about to ask you. Sending you off to the rest of the media, I'll ask you to give these Husker fans a reason to rev up and run through the wall. What is there to be excited about this year's team?
Well, I think this year's team deeply wants to make the fans happy and deeply wants to win. And so you hear a lot of stories and NIL, transfer, all these kids, the guys in our locker room, they want to win, and they want to win for Nebraska. And so what I've said to them, and I believe this all in my heart, like there was a day when playing the University of Nebraska that they were feared. And before you can be feared, you must be respected. And so we want to be a team that's feared again, but first we must be respected. And so this year, to me, we've got to take back respect, and we've got to earn respect, and we have to earn the respect of the other guys in the locker room. We have to earn the respect of our opponents. Like I want our opponents after they play us, win, lose, or draw, to be like, dang, those guys are real. And I want our fans to respect the effort we put in. So this year, people say, what's your goal for this year? What are we going to win? And I'm like, I want to be respected. I want everybody to respect the way we do things. And if that happens, you'll win more games than you lose. And eventually you get respected long enough, you start teetering and knocking the door down to get feared. And we'll be feared again. And maybe it'll be this year. I don't know. That's not up to me. That's up to them. But we first have to be respected.
Coach, I'll ask you to close with the 3 words that mean so much to this fan base and this town. Give them a go, Big Red, before we get out of here.
I got to do it my way?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Go Big Red.
That Rhule. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you, brother. Off to the rest.